Imagine if one day you wake up and everything around you is not what you remember. You feel lost, confused, and don't know where to start. Well, this woman named Sarah went through exactly that. She woke up and realized her entire life had changed overnight. The chaotic energy she felt was due to her surroundings being completely destroyed. The house she called home was a disaster zone. She couldn't even recognize it anymore, but she knew something had happened because she remembered the night before. Sarah clearly remembered the evening before. She returned home from work, excited to relax after a long day. However, things took a turn when she noticed strange markings on the walls of her home. This puzzled her as she couldn't make heads or tails of them. She decided to ignore it and moved on with her day. But then the phone rang, and the voice on the other end sent shivers down her spine. The caller introduced himself as a detective from the local police department. He informed Sarah that someone had reported seeing suspicious individuals entering her residence. As the conversation continued, Sarah's heart sank as the detective revealed the unsettling truth. These incidents had been happening frequently over the past few weeks, with neighbors consistently reporting strange activities at Sarah's home. Despite Sarah's reassurances that nothing unusual had been occurring there, the detective remained unconvinced. He strongly urged Sarah to take the matter seriously, emphasizing the need to address these incidents promptly. As the call ended, Sarah found herself consumed by worry. She thought back on the cryptic message left on her answering machine just the day before. The voice, distorted and menacing, had whispered cryptic warnings into the phone, leaving Sarah shaken and unsure of what to do. Determined to get to the bottom of this mystery, Sarah started to investigate. She began by examining the odd markings she had seen earlier in the day. As she scrutinized the patterns, a sense of familiarity washed over her. She recognized the symbols as those used by a secretive organization known only as the Covenant. Their presence in her home filled Sarah with dread as she had heard rumors about their sinister activities but had never encountered them directly. But this wasn't the only clue pointing towards a darker force at play. The cryptic message left on her answering machine echoed in her mind. She played the recording again, hoping to catch every nuance of the distorted voice. Each chilling word sent shivers down her spine, intensifying her fear and desperation for answers. Just when the weight of the situation threatened to overwhelm her, Sarah remembered the strange men spotted by her neighbor. Could they hold the key to unraveling this mystery? Driven by this realization, she decided to confront them directly. She stepped outside, ready to question the mysterious men who had been lurking around her property. As she approached them, their faces hidden under the shadows of their hoodies, Sarah's heart pounded in her chest. Gathering her courage, she began to question them, seeking answers about their presence in her neighborhood. However, the men remained silent, their faces impassive, offering no explanation for their activities. Frustrated by their evasiveness, Sarah pressed further, determined to uncover the truth. But the more she pushed, the more unyielding the men became, their silence only deepening the enigma surrounding their presence. With a sense of foreboding, Sarah retreated back into the safety of her home. As the door closed behind her, she found herself trapped in a web of mystery and fear. The lack of answers from the enigmatic men only fueled her determination to find the truth. Sarah knew she had to take matters into her own hands. As night fell, Sarah prepared for a sleepless night, her mind racing with possibilities. Determined to protect herself, she barricaded the doors and windows, creating a fortress against the unknown. The darkness outside seemed to intensify the mystery, casting long shadows that danced ominously in the flickering lamplight. In the stillness of the night, Sarah's thoughts raced, weaving tales of conspiracy and danger. She couldn't shake off the feeling that she was in grave peril, yet the absence of concrete answers left her paralyzed by fear. The scratching sound at the window shattered the silence, jolting Sarah from her anxious thoughts. Her heart pounded against her ribs as she crept closer to the window, her eyes scanning the darkness beyond. But all she saw was the menacing silhouette of a man rapidly disappearing into the shadows. Just when Sarah thought the night couldn't get any worse, a loud crash echoed through the house, sending shivers down her spine. The sound seemed to come from the basement, rousing her from her momentary calm. As she cautiously descended the stairs, each step echoing ominously in the darkness, a horrifying sight awaited her. The basement door lay shattered on the floor, revealing a space that had been turned upside down. Furniture overturned, drawers emptied, and personal belongings strewn across the floor. It was as if an intruder had ransacked the space in a desperate search for something. Overcome with a mix of fear and anger, Sarah's resolve hardened. She wouldn't let this intrusion go unchecked. In a surge of adrenaline, she dialed 911, her voice shaking slightly as she reported the break-in. But as the minutes ticked by and the wail of sirens failed to fill the air, a chilling realization dawned on her. She was truly on her own. In this moment of desperation, Sarah knew she couldn't rely on anyone but herself. The police were too afraid to come to her house. They couldn't risk their lives. So now she had to escape. Just when Sarah thought the nightmare would never end, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. The piercing sound of sirens shattered the tense silence as the police finally arrived. Their presence brought a wave of relief washing over Sarah, momentarily calming her racing heart. As the officers cautiously entered the house, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, Sarah felt a sense of security envelop her. Yet, as the investigation progressed, the officers discovered disturbing signs of a struggle. Overturned furniture and shattered glass told a tale of violence and chaos. Sarah recounted the terrifying ordeal, her voice trembling as she described the intruders and their menacing presence. The officers listened intently, their expressions growing more serious with each passing moment. However, as the minutes turned into hours, the lack of substantial progress became apparent. The officers, visibly shaken by the intensity of the situation, seemed unable to provide Sarah with the reassurance she desperately sought. With the situation at a standstill, Sarah knew she couldn't wait for help that seemed increasingly uncertain. Fearful that the intruders might return, she made the agonizing decision to flee. Grabbing whatever possessions she could, Sarah slipped out of the house and into the darkness. Her heart pounded against her ribs as she ran, the adrenaline coursing through her veins, providing a momentary boost of strength. She didn't dare look back, her eyes fixed on the distant lights of the city. As the first rays of sunlight peeked over the horizon, Sarah stumbled upon a small cafe tucked away on a quiet street. Exhausted and emotionally drained, she stepped inside, hoping to find some solace. The warm aroma of coffee filled her senses, momentarily grounding her in the present. With trembling hands, she ordered a cup of coffee, its bitter taste a stark contrast to the sweetness she craved. As the caffeine slowly began to take effect, memories of the previous night flooded back. Overwhelmed with a mix of emotions, Sarah felt tears threatening to spill. The events of the past 24 hours had been a blur of terror and despair. Yet amidst the wreckage of her life, a spark of defiance ignited within her. Determined to reclaim her life, Sarah knew she couldn't stay hidden forever. She had to confront the chaos that had become her reality. With newfound resolve, she resolved to take control of her life. She would no longer be a victim of fear. As the days turned into weeks, Sarah immersed herself in self-defense training. Under the guidance of a patient and skilled instructor, she learned the art of defending herself both physically and mentally. The rhythmic precision of martial arts movements became a source of solace and empowerment for her. With each punch and kick, Sarah felt a sense of control returning to her life. But it wasn't just about mastering techniques. The training instilled in her a mental fortitude that was equally vital. Sarah learned to project confidence, to stand tall and face her fears head-on. The lessons extended far beyond the dojo, seeping into every aspect of her life. She carried herself differently, her shoulders squared, her chin held high. Sarah also reached out to support groups, connecting with individuals who had gone through similar experiences. Sharing her story and listening to theirs became a source of healing and strength. The sense of community she found provided an invaluable lifeline, reminding her that she was not alone. As Sarah's journey of healing and empowerment progressed, she began to rebuild her life. She started small, taking baby steps to restore a sense of normalcy. She returned to work, her colleagues welcoming her back with open arms. Their support and understanding gave her the confidence to tackle the challenges that lay ahead. Slowly but surely, Sarah's home began to take shape once again. She replaced the broken windows, repaired the damaged walls, and filled the rooms with laughter and light. Each room became a canvas for her resilience, a testament to her ability to rise above adversity. Now, years have passed since that fateful night, and Sarah's life has undergone a remarkable transformation. The scars of the past may still linger, but they serve as a reminder of her strength and resilience. The experience had been a catalyst for profound personal growth. Not only had she survived an ordeal that could have broken many, but she had emerged from it more determined, more compassionate, and more resilient than ever before. Today, Sarah stands as an inspiration to others, sharing her story to empower and uplift those who have faced their own battles. She has channeled her traumatic experience into a driving force for positive change, using her platform to advocate for victims of similar circumstances. And as you watch this story unfold, we invite you to join us on this journey by subscribing to our channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing these powerful narratives to life, ensuring that stories like Sarah's reach ever more viewers. Together, we can amplify her message of resilience and inspire more people to seek help and support when they are going through tough times.